Hello, good evening. My name is Fallon McNeil, and right now I am a fifth grade ELA teacher. I have two dispositions that in me that makes me a successful teacher. The first one is, which is one of my top priorities, is to make sure that my classroom has a good feeling to it. It's a clean, safe environment for my students. The reason why I feel like that's a top priority is because I want my students to know that my classroom is a safe haven for them. I want them to understand that this is a place that they can come to and feel safe and secure, and they can have confidence to know that me as a teacher, I am making sure that they're enjoying their learning, being engaged, and I value their safety. The second one that is a top disposition for myself is to make sure that it's communicated to parents and communicated to my teachers that I believe that every student has the ability to learn. Every student has the ability to learn no matter what background they come from, no matter what disability they have, no matter what type of um, what type of just basically what type of disability that they may have. I believe in my heart that each student has the capability to learn, and it is my job to make sure that I am implementing the skills and providing everything they need in order for them to be successful in my class and outside of my class. I make sure that I do that by making sure that I am accommodating and modifying any type of assignments. I'm making sure that I am also being there to provide any type of tools that they may need in order for them to use the certain skills that I instill in them to transition over as the years go by in their school career. Some things that I feel like I can tighten up on as a teacher is that I can just give real time live feedback a little bit more, and also just give more data in my class. Sometimes I feel like with the time that's allotted for us teachers, we don't have as much time to give as much feedback as we would like. I would like to be able to have more time where I could have more private conferences with my students and go over certain skills that they need to have in class. By me teaching writing and teaching some of the essential skills for grammar, I sometimes lack the time to actually go and give good, strong feedback that they need in order for them to use on their next assignment. So that's something that I would love to be able to do a lot more. As far as um, the dispositions that I demonstrate and to understand the cultures and genders and learning differences to build stronger relationships with my students and families. Um, how do the potential bias affect teachers? So I believe that sometimes teachers, we're in a position to make sure that we are teaching our students to make sure they are open-minded, be able to be respectful toward their their teammates. We call our students teammates at school. Be respectful to their classmates, be respectful to their peers, and also just be a little bit more aware of what is going around. I try to broaden my students by bringing certain topics that's relatable to them, and also bringing certain topics that they may not be all the way aware of. By doing so, I make sure that we talk about topics that's going on in our day-to-day life. And also for myself, to avoid a potential bias in teaching, I make sure I bring both arguments to the table. So if we're talking about an important topic about, let's just say, politics, for instance, I make sure we bring up all the good benefits and points of Republicans, and bring up all the good benefits of Democrats and different things of that nature. And we weigh our options, and we get a chance to talk about things, and we weigh pros and cons and different things like that. I don't bring my own views and points to the situation. I try to avoid that. Sometimes it's hard to do that, to be honest, but I try my best to avoid that. How do I anticipate feedback from? So, what the performances that the annual feedback that we get receive from my administrators, we always constantly receiving feedback, and I try to implement every year. I try to tighten up every year. I try to use different lesson plans that did not work last year, or different styles of teaching that may or may not have worked. I also try to ask for feedback. I love receiving feedback from my administrators. I love for my administrators to come in my classroom and tell me what I'm doing, tell me what I need to improve on, because I never want to provide a disservice for my students. I always want my students to come out feeling like confident about the content that I'm teaching. I want them to feel confident in whatever skill set that I have taught them, that they can use in years to come. So I receive feedback very well. I love like I said, I love for my administrators to come in, and I feel like I can benefit and grow as a teacher. I want to be able to perfect my craft. I want to be a teacher that can constantly grow. I'm open minded to anything I need to work on. One of my weaknesses as a professional and even as a student is sometimes my writing skills. Although I teach even though I teach writing is sometimes a struggle for myself. So I understand that that's something that I constantly try to work on, and that I'm learning and growing as a teacher and also as a student now here at GCU. So thank you for your time. Have a great evening and happy holidays to everyone.